The Trump administration has folded, along with ICE, in response to an order that was issued just this morning by the chief judge of Minnesota's federal court, Judge Schultz, a Republican, a conservative, that would have required Todd Lyons, the head of ICE, to show up in his courtroom on Friday to answer for possible contempt charges or release a person, a migrant, who was ordered to be released under habeas corpus rights, had given a bond hearing. And the judge gave the Trump administration one of two choices: release the petitioner immediately, or I'm going to see Mr. Lyons in my courtroom. Guess which one they chose. I'm Michael Popok. You're on the MeidasTouch Network in Legal AF. Judge Schultz joins a growing list of judges in Minnesota, particularly, who are calling out the Trump administration for their contemptuous, contumacious conduct about not only Operation Metro Surge, but what they are doing with the migrants and undocumented that they pick up and the lack of due process they are providing them. And I reported earlier today that Judge Schultz gave the Trump administration and the ICE a choice. And here's what he said. He said the court has been extremely patient with the respondents, but the patience is at an end. Judge Schultz said this is one of dozens of court orders in which he ordered the release or bond hearing or bail hearing for somebody, and it was not complied with. He said this is one of dozens of court orders with which the respondents, the Trump administration, have failed to comply in recent weeks. The practical consequences of their failure has been significant hardship to the aliens, many of whom have lawfully lived and worked in the U.S. for years and done absolutely nothing wrong. The detention of an alien is extended, or an alien who should remain in Minnesota is flown to Texas, or an alien who's been flown to Texas is released there and told to figure out a way to get home. So he gave them one of two choices. He said, you either indicate that the petitioner has been released from custody, and if so, the court will cancel the hearing. Otherwise, he wants Todd Lyons in his courtroom on Friday. Now, on reporting from the petitioner's lawyer, we've got it on reasonable understanding that this particular person has been released from custody. You can see that the Trump administration wants to avoid putting Todd Lyons on the stand, and I think for very good reason. Last week, I reported that Todd Lyons was at the heart of a whistleblower revelation, a document, a May 2025 memo authored by or for Todd Lyons, in which he instructed all ICE agents that they could break down the doors of homes without a federal judge or federal magistrate's arrest warrant, just using an administrative warrant issued by a Trump judge, blessed by a Trump lawyer, executed by a Trump agent, to break down a door, to violate the most sacrosanct location for even the United States Supreme Court is somebody's home, their castle, to burst down the door and go arrest who's ever inside. This turned Fourth Amendment law about illegal search and seizure of people and persons in their homes, in their premises, in their papers, upside down. Supreme Court has been adamant, even this United States Supreme Court, that Fourth Amendment requirements mean you can't bust down a door unless an impartial, dispassionate, neutral federal judge makes that decision. Arresting them in the streets, that's one thing. You can maybe get away with an administrative warrant issued by a Trump judge in the streets, in public, but not in your home. And migrants have homes too, as do the undocumented. And the Constitution clearly says any person, not any citizen, has the right to be free from illegal search and seizure. It starts with our separation by revolution from England. That's why we have the Fourth Amendment. The Supreme Court has said it is the most important of our Bill of Rights. I would suggest that the First Amendment is as well, but either way, first or fourth, it's in the top two. And Todd Lyons either wrote it or had it written for him, a memo that two whistleblowers still working for ICE revealed through their counsel, right, to the Democrats in the House and the Senate just a week ago. And there is litigation that has begun related to that policy that we see playing out in plain sight on the streets of Minneapolis and in other places. That has to come to an end. So Todd Lyons, this would be an ideal time, don't you think, for a federal judge to get him on the hot seat to start asking him questions about process and procedure at ICE. And you can tell this is the thing the Trump administration wants to avoid. They have underestimated the public outrage about what they've done in Minnesota, the mess that they have made, the civil rights and constitutional rights violated, the people murdered and maimed and injured. They have underestimated the public outcry and the way it's turned on the Trump administration once again. Despite the fact that Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, is trying to hold this all together, trying to open up back channels to Minnesota officials, to try to calm the waters, try to switch out personnel. Let's take out Greg Bavino, the fascist leader of the Border Patrol. Let's get him out of there. Let's get Tom Homan, the bribery-taking head of the border czar, in there. And against that whole backdrop, we've got the new reporting that Kristi Noem is, let's just put it this way, she's on very thin ice. Democrats have started impeachment proceedings led by Jamie Raskin and others in the House to impeach her. Articles of impeachment have been drawn up, and they will move forward with the impeachment proceedings if they can. They got to get to 217 votes. The Democrats have a few short of that, but they just need a few crossovers. Just a few from the Republican side who are worried about their jobs to join in and impeach Kristi Noem. And the Democrats have given a choice to Trump world. You can fire Kristi Noem, or we're going to start the impeachment proceedings. Just the spectacle of starting the impeachment proceedings may be enough. This is where public outrage and outcry comes in handy. And when you lose from the Trump administration, when you lose judges like Judge Schultz in Minnesota, a conservative Republican who you can't attack for being a liberal, and you have the video that we've all seen of the execution of Mr. Pretty, the execution of Renee Good, citizens exercising their First Amendment rights, or on the issue of Mr. Pretty's Second Amendment rights as well. The narrative has taken hold. The Trump administration is swirling the drain of history and cannot recover from this. And the Democrats are doing the right thing, putting their foot to the floor and pressing their advantage here on behalf of the American people. I'll continue to follow it all right here. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF at MeidasTouch Network. Take a moment, come over to Legal AF and hit the free subscribe button as we continue our march to 2 million subscribers. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok.
Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popok's new law firm. It's called the Popok Firm. Michael Popok's pursuing his dream of starting his own law firm, really based on the popular demand by all the Meidas Mighty and Legal AFers who are approaching Michael Popok with their cases and saying, can you help us? And at that time, Popok was not able to. So he went out on his own. He started the Popok Firm, where he is now handling catastrophic injury cases like car accident cases, trucking cases, malpractice cases, big negligence cases, wrongful death cases. So if you or someone you know have a case like this, the consultation with Popok's firm is free. Give him a call. See if you have a case. It's thepopokfirm.com, thepopokfirm.com, or you can call 877-POPOK-AF, P-O-P-O-K-A-F. So 1-877-POPOK-AF. Give Michael Popok a call. And I'm really proud of you, Popok. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in.